Scott Morrison to change the definition of close contact. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heiser here and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee, let's look at this breaking news from Yahoo News. Scott Morrison flags a major COVID change as Omicron swamps Australia. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has flagged the definition of close contact will change to ensure the most consistent approach to the coronavirus pandemic as possible across all states and territories. Mr. Morrison has brought forward next week's National Cabinet meeting to Thursday as Australia continues to see Omicron cases explode around the nation. And we have, even here in Queensland, cases have shot up over 1,000 in one day, but no increases in ICU loads, which is fantastic news. And I'll refer you all to a video on Realpolitik about the enhanced neutralizing immunity response that Omicron facilitates for Delta, hopefully replacing and supplanting that variant, which, considering that the impact that Omicron appears to have, touch wood, on our healthcare system is lower than the other variants, that's good news and could be an exit out of all of this. Wouldn't that be great? Just think what will happen for property prices if the economy rockets next year. So, the definition and availability of rapid antigen tests will be on the agenda among other items, the Prime Minister said. The recommended definition, which is being considered by the medical expert panel and will be tomorrow presented, as we asked last week, to the National Cabinet by the Chief Medical Officer, is a definition of a close contact, which is a household contact or a household like another accommodation type setting of a confirmed case only, he said on Wednesday. Mr. Morrison said, redefining what a close contact meant would help determine what kind of tests people needed to have and help ease the burden of the large volume of cases. We're going through a gear change when it comes to how we manage testing arrangements, the definition of close contacts, how we follow on staff and isolate people who are impacted by cases directly, or as someone living in the same household that obviously has an impact on our health workforce, he says. So Labor lashes missing Scott Morrison. Really? The opposition leader has launched an attack on the Prime Minister over his lack of leadership. Labor leader Anthony Albanese said Mr. Morrison is consistently passing the buck to state and territory governments. Okay, so I think a lot of people don't actually understand what the Federation is here in Australia and how it works. But, Albanese wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he's just saying whatever he can to score points. I wonder if it'll be another unlosable election that ScoMo gets in. Did you all see that last, One Nation cartoon about how to pass a bill? That was bloody funny. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. Scott Morrison refused to step up. We have the New South Wales government trying to purchase rapid antigen tests that will be available at the end of January, when they have a crisis right now, he said. We have people that are waiting day after day after day to get the results of the tests. We have some people who simply can't get tested, so they just stay isolated because there is some doubt over their health concerns. We need to do much better. Shadow Minister for Health, Mark Butler, said Australians had again been relegated to the back of the queue. We know that from around the world, these rapid antigen tests are widespread and readily available across the country, he said. Yet again, Scott Morrison has left Australians dangerously exposed and at the back of the queue. Well, can't people just go to Officeworks and buy the tests themselves if they want to? Why not? Why is it the government's job to provide the testing? Maybe they need to get out of the way and allow people to bring the bloody tests in. What do you reckon? Anyway, guys, some good news and progress. This is what I'm talking about. This coming year, you're going to see some slow movement, but movement nonetheless, from our bureaucrats and our political class to shift us. But here's the thing. We've got to make sure that, political point scoring doesn't get in the way of opening up our economy and casting off all of these interventions that we've had. Then if you're frustrated at what the government has done, this isn't some totalitarian scheme for them to take over the world. This is the power that we've handed them years and decades ago because we've been sitting on our ass, not paying attention to what we've been handing over to civil servants. Australians have had it so bloody easy, we've just gone along for the ride. You've got no one to blame but yourself, guys. How many people have not given a shit about politics until recently? There'd be a lot of them. But at the very least, this has given a lot of us a kick up the arse we need to take interest and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this next election. Now, I would be shocked, honestly, if we had, I'll tell you what, if we had UAP become run the whole country, I'll drink a pint of Guinness, but I'll do that anyway. I'd be shocked if that happened. It would be great to see if we had some minor party members get into the House of Reps. That would be some progress. At the very least, then we'll see average Australians understand preferences and are using them to make their voices heard. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. And again, check out this video I did on my Realpolitik channel about Omicron and Delta, some research coming out of South Africa. Now, it's still pre-printed, preliminary research, hasn't been peer-reviewed yet. We need to make sure it's replicable, but it's still a good sign and encouraging for next year. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time.